तेजोसि तेजोमयि धेहि वीर्यमसि वीर्यमयि धेहि बलमसि बलमयि धेहि ओजोसि ओजोमयि धेहि मन्नुरसि मन्नुमयि धेहि सहोसि सहोमयि धेहि विश्वानि देवसवितर्दुरितानि पराशुभं यद्भद्रं तन्न आशुभं Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. From the Yajurveda. O Lord, thou art the embodiment of infinite energy. Do thou fill me with energy. Thou art the embodiment of infinite virility. Do thou endow me with virility. Thou art the embodiment of infinite strength. Do thou bestow strength upon me. Thou art the embodiment of infinite power. Do thou grant power unto me. Thou art the embodiment of infinite courage. Do thou inspire me with courage. Thou art the embodiment of fortitude. Do thou steer me with fortitude. O Lord, O thou the illuminator, do thou free us from ignorance. Do thou bring to us what is auspicious. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto all. This morning our subject is Ramakrishna on prayer. All religions emphasize prayer because it is the easiest way to communicate with God. If you want to practice japa or meditation, you need a teacher. You need somebody's instruction. Prayer actually is a dialogue between God and man. As we talk to our family members, so we think God is our very own. So we talk to Him. Prayer. I was thinking that if there is no God in our life, no prayer, no communication with the higher being, what happens? One of our devotees in Kansas City is an expert of drinking water. He is invited from all over the world. He predicted and he mentioned within 50 years there will be terrible drinking water crisis in all over the world. How to collect and preserve drinking water? Water is life. Without water we will all die. Similarly, if I feel that without God, without spiritual life, we may live in this world, we may breathe for some years, but life will be meaningless. Water. Look at, in America has a vast resources. California suffers from water. They have water rationing. We are lucky we have Mississippi nearby. I remember in 1959 I was in Vrindavan living with I was sharing a room with an engineer who is looking after the construction of the hospital. He's a Parsi gentleman. He told me God created day for work and night for prayer and rest. We need rest. If a person non-stop work 3 days, he will break down. We need rest. Even these big planes, after flying 14 hours, 15 hours, they give another 10 hours, 12 years rest to that plane. Otherwise there will be metal fatigue and the plane will crash. We need rest. That rest comes from prayer, from spiritual discipline. This world is full of Maya. Enjoyment, very momentary. Sometimes I think, godless life, suppose a person is very successful, lot of money, lot of family, enjoyment, home, car, everything. But the doctor told that person that he will die within 3 months, you have terminal cancer. What will you do? Money, all best doctors cannot save your life. At that time, some people come to spiritual life. They seek help. We need help. Human beings are so helpless. Really helpless. Michelet wrote in the Bible of Humanity, man must rest, get his breath, refresh himself of the fresh living wells which keep the freshness of the eternal. We like excitement, we like freshness. We do not like hackneyed, stereotyped life. That comes from spiritual life through prayer. There is one Christian monk. He read in the Bible. He's a monk, or I think he's just a spiritual person. He read from the Bible. St. Paul said, pray unceasingly. Is it possible? It is a big book, The Way of a Pilgrim. He experimented how this unceasing prayer can be done. If you pray, sometimes in Hindu tradition, ajapa japam, uninterrupted repeating mantra. Do you know what happens if you repeat mantra 10 hours, 15 hours a day? Then mantra will go to your prana. Even when you are in dream, that mantra will continue. Your every breath will continue with the mantra. Your whole system, body, mind, organism, will be saturated with the mantra. That is called ajapa japa, unceasing prayer. Unconsciously it goes on and on and on. Anyhow, today this lecture, Ramakrishna on prayer, will be based on one of the chapters of the book which I wrote in Bengali, Dhyanaloke Sri Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna in the abode of meditation. How can we communicate with God? One of them is prayer. So that chapter I translated into English, I shall talk about it. Prayer means asking, wanting, begging, desiring, wishing, imploring, soliciting, appealing, requesting, and so on. Human beings pray to God or some king or some rich people if they need anything. But those who are illumined souls, they do not pray because they are full. They have no wants. If you press a pitcher into the water, it will make bhag 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 sound. But when the pitcher is full, no more sound. Similarly, when a person's all desires are fulfilled, he does not go any shopping mall, he does not watch any catalog, he does not order anything from Amazon.com. He has no wants. Kamamayo vayam purusha. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, human beings have desires. Without desires, we cannot live in this world. Do you know how it works? The moment a desire comes, next comes sankalpa, resolution. I must fulfill the desire. You have a desire to come to Vedanta, immediately your energy got up. You went into the car. You drove and came to the Vedanta temple. That is called sankalpa, resolution. Desire brings resolution. Resolution brings action. Action brings the results. You are in the Vedanta temple. This is the way this human system has been set up. Desire, desire. If there is no desire, the whole world will stop. I remember when I was in college, our professor was giving a lecture on economics. One of the characteristics of human wants is it is insatiable, unending. You fulfill one, next one is waiting for you. You fulfill that one, next one is waiting for you. Unending, this human desire. Amazing how this desire works. Our rishis, our saints, our great teachers wrote many, many prayers in our scriptures. In Christianity, they emphasize so much on prayer. Prayer. I have a book which is Methodist music, their songs. One of the best books I have in my Christian collection. So many prayers. Pray. We pray. Some prayers are very selfish. Some prayers unselfish. Selfish prayer we find in the Chunji. Rupam Dehi, Jayam Dehi, Jasho Dehi, Disho Jayi. Oh Mother, give me beauty, victory, fame, destroy my enemies. Give me fortune, happiness, wealth, diseaseless body, and beautiful brides even. That is the prayer. There are some prayers, universal, unselfish prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pushyantu, ma kushchit dukkha bhag bhabet. May all be happy. May all be free from disease. May all realize what is good. May none be subject to misery. May all the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bonds, and may the free make others free. Those are all unselfish prayer. Buddha, before he sat for meditation, he used to send this message to the east, west, south, north. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be blissful. That is the prayer. Pray. Krishna also mentioned in the Gita 4 types of people pray. 3 types. First, artho, afflicted, sick, poor. They are seeking something from God. Jigashu, curious, inquirer, they pray. Artharthi, I want money. They pray. And Jnani, the lover. Jnani's prayer, Lord, I want you, nothing else. He does not seek God's wealth, power. We pray. Sri Ramakrishna cautioned people, don't pray worldly things, you will be in deep trouble. In that connection, he told a parable. A traveler was passing through a desert. Then he found a tree. Under the shade of a tree, he took some rest. That tree was a kalpataru tree, wish-fulfilling tree. So sitting under that tree, he was thinking, I am tired, exhausted, I am hungry. If somebody brings some food and drink, I shall be very, very happy. Immediately somebody brought food and water. Then he was thinking, if I have a little bed here, I can take some rest. So immediately somebody brought a bed there and he lay down. He was thinking, if a young woman comes and gives me a little massage, then I shall be very happy. Immediately a young woman came and gave him massage. Then he was thinking, I am so happy. But if a tiger comes here now, what will happen? Immediately a tiger came and ate him up. Ate the traveler. So, Sri Ramakrishna mentioned this story because those worldly things are like tigers, sense objects. They will swallow you. Be careful before you seek anything from God. God is a very interesting person. Sometimes some rich people, he will give more money, more wealth, more real estate, more everything to the rich person. Do you know why? He pushes that person away from him. Go, go. See how much money you have and how much headache you have. Then die from heart attack. In Holland, do you know there is a proverb? How they curse people? May your business prosper. That is a curse in Holland. The Dutch people, they say that more business, more expansion, more headache, and more suffering. Sometimes we see poor people, he took away everything from them, God. Why? So that they will think of him more. Very interesting. God sometimes plays. There is a Hindu mythological story. Narada and Parvata are the two sages. They are both great devotees of Vishnu. King Ambarisha has a daughter whose name was Srimati. So these two holy persons fell in love with that girl. So Narada wanted to marry her. So he went to Vishnu and said, Lord, you know, I really like to marry that girl, but my competitor is Parvat. So please give a boon that tomorrow there will be a bridegroom selection ceremony. We call it Shambara. The girl will select the husband. With the garland in hand, whom you choose, you put the garland around that person's neck. That means that person will be your husband. So Narada told Vishnu, tomorrow when in that Parvata will be there, let Srimati see him like a monkey. Narada says, Tathastu, so be it. And Parvata also secretly went to Vishnu and said, Lord, I am going to marry that girl. Please arrange such a way that that girl will see Narada as a Hanuman, black-faced monkey. Vishnu says, let so be it. So he fulfilled both their desires. The girl came with a garland in hand, saw one monkey and one Hanuman standing there. He did not put garland in any one of them. Do you know what Vishnu did? He saved these two souls so that they will not be trapped by Maya. Sometimes he plays with his devotees in many ways. Sometimes some pray to destructive way. There was one, it is in the Hindu Purana, Brikasur prayed to Shiva. And Shiva appeared, many years Shiva appeared before him, what do you want? I want this thing that on whose head I shall put my hand, his head will disappear, will vanish. Shiva says, so be it, tathastu, let it be. Then this demon says, then let me check first your head. Then Shiva started to run. And this Asura, this demon also was running, chasing Shiva. Then Vishnu, the great God, realized the predicament of Shiva, so he came forward to rescue him. He took the form of a very beautiful young boy and said, "You king of the demons, why are you running?" Well, Shiva gave me a boon. I wanted to test that boon on him. My goodness, you trusted Shiva? He lives in cremation ground besmeared with ashes. His followers are ghosts and hobgoblins. He smokes hemp and marijuana, and you trust him? Shame on you. You are a wise man. Why don't you put your hand on your own head and check? So he put his hand on his head, shoom. His own head disappeared. That is a destructive prayer. If you pray to others, to harm others, it will be boomerang. It will kill you. Those stories have great, great meaning, great significance. Don't think all people seek happiness from God. Kunti, the mother of Arjuna and the 5 brothers, she prayed, "O Krishna, the teacher of the world, let calamities always overtake us, because we would then have the sight which prevents reincarnation." Whenever we have a problem, He will always come to us to save us, protect us. He will be with us. That we want. Give us more suffering, more pain, more misery. Don't think that all people seek happiness from God. Amazing, this prayer works. Most people pray to God for happiness, comfort, health, money, heaven, and so on. But a true devotee prays to have the vision of God and His company. Sometimes God also tests the devotees. You know that famous story of Saint Teresa of Avila. She was going to Toledo to open a convent, Carmelite nun. So she was going by horse carriage. One of the wheels of the carriage came off. The car was fell down in a ditch. She was in water. She prayed to Lord Jesus, Lord, I was going to work for you, and look, this way you give problem to your devotees. Jesus said, that is true, that is the way I test my devotees, giving trouble. So Teresa said, that is the reason you have only a few. You have no too many devotees. So real devotees of God really are few. Those who seek only God and God alone. As I said, prayer has been emphasized in every religion. Prayer manifests in 4 stages. First, devotee talks, God listens. 2, God talks, devotee listens. 3, neither talks, both listen. 4th, neither talks, neither listens, silence. This silence is samadhi. That is called divine communion according to Christianity. Sri Ramakrishna went to attend a Brahma festival, and one Brahma asked the question, Sir, what is the way? Ramakrishna replied, attachment to God, or in other words, love for Him, and second, prayer. Brahma devotee, which one is the way? Love or prayer? First love and then pray. Please be careful, these 2 words. First love and then pray. Not that first pray and then love. It does not work that way. If I do not love you, I cannot demand anything from you. Children love their parents, and the children demand from the parents, Dad, Mom, give me this, give me that. And Dad, Mom fulfill their desires. First love. Sometimes we pray and think, does our prayer reach God? If our prayers are not fulfilled, we teasingly say to Sri Ramakrishna, Master, you are now too old. Perhaps if you do not hear well, please using hearing aid and kindly listen to our prayers. We ask God, take a hearing aid. Our prayer is not reaching. Sri Ramakrishna, somebody asked, does God listen to our prayers? Do you know what Sri Ramakrishna said? Akshabar. The way he expressed that word, Akshabar, 100 times he listens. He listens even the sound of a tiny ant's foot sound. God listens. Then explain why why our prayer does not reach God. You ask me why don't feel stirred, and say there is a reason for it. You have desires and tendencies within you. The same true of Hazra. In our part of the country, I have seen peasants bringing water into their paddy fields. The fields have low ridges of all sizes to prevent the water from leaking out. But these are made of mud and often have holes here and there. The peasants work themselves to death to bring the water, which, however, leaks out through the holes. Desires are the holes. You practice japa and austerities, no doubt, but they all leak out through the holes of your desire, worldly desires. If the prayer is very sincere, sensible, affectionate, pouring out of the soul to God, that prayer reaches. Saint Ambrose said, prayer is the wing wherewith the soul flies to heaven, and meditation the eye wherewith we feel God. One day Sri Ramakrishna was demonstrating how to pray. One young disciple came, Akhandananda, Gangadhar. Hey, do you know how to pray? Listen, look. When you pray with tears, cry to God. If the tears come from the inner eye, means near the nose, that tears come from lamentation, repentance. If the tears comes from the outer part of the eye, that tears come from ecstasy, joy. Then Sri Ramakrishna at that time he was in his late 40s, he lay down on the floor and like a child, with 2 hands and 2 feet, he was throwing over the floor and crying, and tears came, torrentially and just reached the floor. And this young man was watching. You see, this is the beauty of Sri Ramakrishna. Not only he demonstrated. So this scene will penetrate in the mind of the disciple forever. The disciple will never forget how to pray. Sincere prayer arises from the deep love of the inmost heart. One day Sri Ramakrishna was complaining to Jiva, Mother, only you will listen when I speak through the mouth. Do you not see my heart? It is rings like a weight towel. That is called inner prayer. Prayer from the heart. Some Catholic nuns practice that kind of prayer. Heart's prayer, not mouth's prayer. Next question. Why doesn't God answer all of our prayers? Because He loves us. If you go to a doctor and ask, Doctor, could you give me some cyanide, potassium cyanide? The doctor knows this person is planning to commit suicide. The doctor will not give you. No way. Similarly, there are some things we seek, we pray to God. God knows those things are like cyanide for you. It will kill you. It will ruin your mental peace and happiness. That is the reason He does not He does not answer all of our prayers. He will answer those prayers which are good for us. Sometimes we say, why are you not fulfilling my prayers? There must be some reason. There is another story I read in the Purana. A devotee of Shiva was praying, "Oh Lord, I am so sorry for you. You live in this cold place in the Kailash, Manasarovar, in the Himalayas. Why don't you grow some rice so that you will not have to beg from door to door? And why don't you grow some cotton so that you can make your cloth? You will not have to stay in bare body with tiger skin on around your waist." Sister Nivedita listened to that story and she was dancing. I have never heard such prayer in my life. Most people are seeking from God. And here is a prayer, does not seek anything for himself. He is thinking for the welfare of God. That is a wonderful prayer. Necessity of prayer. Only people love to talk and express their thoughts, moods, and emotions with others. Only the rishis and saints can live alone and pass their days in silence. Of course, they also commune with God. A friendless life is sad and painful if one cannot have a companion with whom one can talk freely. It is convenient to make God as a companion. He is faithful, loving, compassionate, forgiving, and merciful. During prayer, when we express our pent-up sorrows and sufferings, various needs and problems, the indwelling God listens and releases the pressure and happiness of our hearts. If one can establish a relationship with God through a candid, sincere prayer, the spiritual life becomes smooth and easy. It is extremely important. Sometimes, when trial problem comes, we carry so much heaviness in our hearts. We want to lighten the burden. There, prayer works. You must talk to God, pray to God. Sometimes, if you have good friends, you can open your heart and you can release some pressure. Which is extreme. That is the reason prayer is very, very important. Necessity of prayer. Intense prayer for God vision. It is impossible to express in words that about Ramakrishna's longing for God vision. His intense passion and yearning for God would manifest in his body, senses, and mind, and move towards God like a tornado. We shall hear the description of his longing from his own lips. I put some of his own prayers in this chapter. Seeing the setting sun, you see Ganges, Dakshineshwar is the east side of the Ganges. The west side is Uttarpada, Bali. So seeing the setting sun, Sri Ramakrishna used to cry, "Mother, another day is gone in vain, still thou art not revealed unto me." He used to rub his face on the ground and the green grass would turn red from the blood from his mouth. The village women would come to bring water from the Ganges. They used to see that man was crying. They would go to the office and say, "That man is suffering from colic pain, please help." His first vision came from longing for God. Longing. His prayer. It is not so easy to handle God vision. Sometimes Ramakrishna also got confused. Is it right? Is my vision true? The temple owner thought that he had become crazy. Then they sent him to various kinds of doctors. Nobody could cure him. Then came Bhairavi Brahmani, a woman guru who taught Tantra to Sri Ramakrishna. He said, no, there is no disease. It is the sign of the Mahabhava. When a person realizes God, these signs come in his system. He is perfectly all right. I can prove it through the scriptures. Sri Ramakrishna's prayer for devotion. What did he pray? Mother, here is thy virtue, here is thy vice. Take them both and grant me only pure love for thee. Here is knowledge, here is thy ignorance. Take them both and grant me only pure love for thee. Here is purity, here is impurity. Take them both and grant me only pure love for thee. Here is thy good and here is thy evil. Take them both and grant me only pure love for thee. Here is thy dharma, here is thy adharma. Take them both and grant me only pure love for thee. But he did not say, here is the truth, here is the untruth. Take them both and give me pure love for thee. I could not give up truth. Truth is the basis of everything. Truth is God. If I say, take my truth, then where shall I go? Whether all my prayers will be nullified. Truth and truth alone is indispensable in a spiritual life. But sometimes that is a positive prayer. Sometimes we pray in a negative way. You can pray both ways. Negative way means the thing which you do not want. Sri Ramakrishna says, I pray that one in the morning. Ma, Dehusuk China, Lokamani China, Ashtu Siddhi China, Shatu Siddhi China, Tumar Padavadya Shuddha Bhakti Chai, Tumar Bhuvan Mohini Maya Mugdha Karuna. Mother, I do not want any physical enjoyment. I do not want name and fame. I do not want 8 occult powers. I do not want any other 100 powers. And may I never be deluded by bewitching Maya. This prayer is in a negative way. These are the things I do not want. Sri Ramakrishna was confused because his brother, who was a great scholar, told him, all these visions of gods and goddesses you have, nothing but illusion. So what? He is such a scholar, he says that all my visions are illusion? Sri Ramakrishna ran to the temple and told Mother, I have no education. Did you cheat me? Giving all these visions, he says, this is all illusion. Then the Divine Mother, he saw a mist, and from that mist a golden face appeared and says, Tui bhav mukhe thak. 3 times he repeated. You stay in the state of bhava, in the ecstatic mood. Let me explain to you what is bhava mukha. Mukha means mouth. Bhava means idea. It is the idea of the mouth. Do you know what does it mean by idea of the mouth? Here is the infinite, here is the finite, this is the borderline. When the infinite becomes the finite. So try to visualize Ramakrishna's position. The moment Sri Ramakrishna is looking the right side, he sees the infinite, he goes into samadhi. When Sri Ramakrishna looks left side, he sees this universe. He sees these billions of human beings are suffering. He comes forward to help them. So that is called Bhava Mukha. This is the borderline between the infinite and the finite. It is a very beautiful idea, what is Bhava Mukha. He is staying in both places. There's a beautiful story in the Old Testament, Jacob's ladder. Do you know what that means? That ladder is connected with heaven and earth. With that ladder you can go to heaven and also you can stay in the earth. You can go back and forth through that ladder. Ramakrishna's life is that ladder. Holding Ramakrishna, you can have ecstasy, samadhi, and again you can come to this world, you can enjoy this world. His life is just like a ladder, Jacob's ladder. God is Kalpataru. Again, a scholar was asking, does God listen to our prayers? Master, God is Kalpataru, the wish-fulfilling tree. You will certainly get whether you ask of Him, but you must pray standing near the Kalpataru. Only then will your prayer be fulfilled. But you must remember another thing. God knows our inner feeling. A man gets the fulfillment of the desire he cherishes while practicing sadhana. And one thinks, so one receives. It is a very significant word. But because tree is there and I am here, I am asking, it will not work. You will have to go near the tree. Under the tree, whatever you will pray, that will be fulfilled. That means you first go to God and then pray. That is the reason Christ said, first seek the kingdom of heaven. Everything shall be added unto you. If you do not go to God from a distance, oh God, are you there? Sometimes we used to get at night time some kind of strange call, harass call. So we have a devotee here named Bob. So at midnight somebody called, hello, Vedanta Society. Then that phone was silent. Then our Bob asked, may I know who is speaking? I am God. Then Bob says, God, where have you been? You created this messy world and now hiding somewhere, come out. That man put the phone down. You got this made this messy world and hiding somewhere, come out, show your face. But do you know what is the mystery? Mystery is the moment you go to God, your all desires will die. I want you alone in my life, nothing else. That will happen. Sri Ramakrishna mentioned once his nephew asked him to pray for occult things, and he ran away. He asked Mother Hriday asked to ask something occult, some Siddhai. He had a very strange vision and he was very much unhappy and scolded his nephew. Then conversation with Divine Mother. M said that I have seen only one person in my life who talked with God in front of all. One day while in ecstasy, he began to talk with the Divine Mother. Mother, that I should first speak and you then act. Oh, that is nonsense. What is the meaning of talk? It is nothing but a sign. One man says, I shall eat. Again another says, no, I won't hear of it. Well, Mother, suppose I had said I would not eat, wouldn't I still feel hungry? Anyhow, M says, sometimes he used to say, Mother, shall I go? Shall I eat? Mother, shall I say? What shall I say? Mother, tell me, what shall I do? And so on. He had direct communication with the Divine Mother, and he would talk to the Mother as we talk in our day-to-day life with our friends and families. there is one section, prayer for concealment, self-concealment, hide. He mentioned, when the flower blooms, bees come of their own accord. If you have spirituality, people will come. So he wanted to, all these prayers are there. When, after illumination, when his body became luminous, light, Mother, these people will be scared to see me in this condition. Go within, go within, go within. So that all this halo, all these things was absorbed within himself. Prayer for cure disease. Sri Ramakrishna. Sometimes we pray for curing our disease. Sri Ramakrishna also had disease. But he could not say, Mother, cure my disease. One scholar came and said, you are a Nwara Brahman. Whatever you will say, whatever you will wish, that thing will be fulfilled instantly. So, why don't you say, put your mind here and say, let it be cured, your cancer, throat cancer. Oh, I cannot do that. I gave this body mind to the Divine Mother, I cannot bring it back. Psh. So when it was pressing too much, he says, all right, I shall ask Mother. He asked Mother, Mother said, you are eating through so many mouths. Why are you asking me that if I can eat a little bit food? Mother did not want that. That's a beautiful thing, sometimes you see. It is karma, disease comes, it will go over the body. But his disease is taking sins from others, and it is not his own karma. Sri Ramakrishna, I made many sections, prayer for out of fear. Sometimes he was going to his country home. On the way, he heard that place was infested with robbers. So he was praying, oh Krishna, Krishna, Kali, Kali, Ram, Ram, Shiva, Shiva, Hanuman, Hanuman. But why are you praying so many gods and goddesses? Well, at least one of them will come. At least one of them will respond, you see. Very interesting. Prayer for monastic disciples. He used to pray at 3:30, 4 o'clock, early in the morning. At that time he could watch that the disciples' mind, what are the conditions, if they have any obstacles. Through prayer he used to remove those obstacles from their minds. I was reading one thing. Swami Vivekananda's marriage was settled. 10,000 rupees dowry. And he would be sent to England for studying law. Sri Ramakrishna got the news. He went to the Kali temple holding Divine Mother's feet. Mother, please upset the whole thing. Don't let Narendra be drowned. And the marriage was cancelled. Then Sri Ramakrishna offered, he was suffering from poverty. Why don't you go to the Divine Mother and pray? Swamiji went and he prayed 5 things. Mother, give me knowledge, devotion, discrimination, renunciation, and uninterrupted vision. These are the 5 things Swami Vivekananda asked from the Divine Mother. He prayed for the householder disciples. He loved the devotees. For him, for other people, those who came to seek help from him, he prayed for them. And removed their obstacles. It is a long chapter, I cannot finish, I cannot complete the whole thing. Sometimes he was piqued. Sometimes he complains. We do. We release our wounded feelings and complaints to the person whom we love. This is the way we lighten the heaviness and depression of the heart. We are not ashamed or afraid to quarrel, blame, and fight verbally with our beloved, because that person is our very own and the dearest one. Swami Sharadananda wrote that how Sri Ramakrishna used to quarrel with the Divine Mother and blame him, complain. We do that, we are very expert in that respect. We always complain. I remember a funny story. Somebody came for initiation to Swami Vijnanananda. He said, yes, I can give you initiation, but on condition. But what is the condition? You promise that you will never write a letter to me. Complain. Funny. Sri Ramakrishna quoted others' prayers also. God please. Another word he used, kan khodke. Kan khodke means he is ever alert. He listens to everything. The soul of prayer are love and faith. We presented only a few prayers of Ramakrishna in this chapter. There are innumerable prayers that are scattered in the gospel and the divine play. A man may be, anyhow. Even he made a prayer for the atheists also. Oh Lord, if you do exist, please let me know who you are. Difference between Sri Ramakrishna's prayer and our prayer, we pray to the unseen God, and he is praying to seen God, visible God. Most of our prayers come from our lips and not from our hearts, but Sri Ramakrishna's mind and his speech were united, and so his prayer would originate from the inner recess of the heart. Most of our prayers are directed for our Maya. I want these worldly things. But Sri Ramakrishna's prayer is only for God and God alone. Most of our prayers are self-motivated. Sri Ramakrishna's prayer is unselfish and for the welfare of other beings. Anyhow, I gave a long difference between Sri Ramakrishna's prayer and our prayer. I made another section. Finally, I shall tell you, Sri Ramakrishna's prayer, if I read this story, then you will understand what kind of prayer he had. Swami Premananda witnessed how Sri Ramakrishna's love and faith vividly manifested during prayer that he told Swami Vishuddhananda. On 21st October 1951, at Varanasi, Swami Vishuddhananda reminisced. One day, Premananda arrived at Dakshineshwar. The master was seated on a small cot. Suddenly, out of ecstasy, he began to sing. Ma, আমি দুর্গা দুর্গা বলে যদি মা মরি আখেরে সেদিনে নাতারো কেমনে দেখা যাবে গো শঙ্করী. There was two lines he was singing. Translation: if only I can pass away repeating Durga's name, Divine Mother's name, how canst thou then, O Blessed One, withhold from me deliverance, wretched though I may be? This is the translation. While singing that song, his ecstasy went into deeper and deeper. Gradually, he became excited and left his cot. He stood up, took up his cloth, and began to roll it like a rope. He then tied it around his waist tightly and continued that song. He was mad in ecstasy. Premananda remarked, that day I realized the faith embodied itself and appeared in Ramakrishna's form. Do you know what is talking? আমি দুর্গা দুর্গা বলে যদি মা মরি, mother, if I repeat your name and die, if you do not come and rescue me, release me at that time, at the time of death, I shall show you that I want going to fight with you. That is the way. As if I am challenging you. So he saw that he is tying this, just like a wrestler, tying the cloth around their waist, and that is the way. He is demonstrating this is the faith and love, which is the most important thing in prayer. Love and pray. Anyhow, I just gave you it is nearly 56 pages. I gave you only a few points in this whole chapter, but you can understand that meaning and power of Sri Ramakrishna's prayer, and that he taught his devotees how to pray. Thank you. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Abhiravirma Yedhi Rudra Jatte Dakshinam Mukham Tenamam Pahi Nityam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Light us through and guide us evermore with their loving presence. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.